He has also received medals at various innovation conventions and also was once awarded the Best Green Technology Innovator. Mr. Loganesh, you can start.
Hi everyone, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Bimbing, for giving me this opportunity for us to share about accessing to public university. So before I start, a very good day to everyone. So thanks for joining today's session. So today I'll be covering on accessing to the public institute, higher education institute, on what are the factors and what are the opportunities that is available for the SPM, STPM leavers, so that they can equip themselves with the suitable skill set and competency, so that they can go into the job arena with more comfortable level. With as you see now, right, there's lots of competition and lots of graduates are coming out. So you really need to be competent in order to be in the global arena. So I would want to share my screen. So hold on, yeah. Can you now see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is one of the programs that we MISM, Malaysian Indian Student Movement, does. It's an annual event. So this event is one of the events that we provide awareness to the to the students, so that they can continue to the higher education institute. So what do we cover is basically, in all categories, you can see you have category A, cemerlang, category B, baik, memuaskan, sederhana, and lemah. All of these category, there are opportunities for you to continue your higher education. Semestinya in a university or IPTA or university, you can go to college community, polytechnic. There are places that you can equip yourself with TVET skills, your hands-on skills, whatever that enable you to make yourself with some skill set, so that you can go to the job arena. So that is why that is important that after SPM, STPM, it's very, very important for you at least to have at least a degree in your hand. So let's say if you are in category C or category D or E, then my suggestion is at least you get a diploma or CGL for you, just for you to have a skill set prior accessing to the job world. So this is the base category. So I'm also going to cover on factors on to choose when you want to choose your higher education. The first thing, the most critical thing that you need to choose is accreditation and academics, which is your MQA. So you can always Google MQA, Malaysian qualification of accreditation. So there you can see by university, by courses, you can see what are the courses that is been accredited by the Malaysian institute, so that it's recognized, so that you don't simply or blindly go and enroll yourself to any course or any colleges without knowing this is been recognized. Okay, then next is faculty and lecturers, getting to know lecturers and faculties. What are the courses available over there? Is it suits you or not? Another one is location. How far can you go? Do you have any other commitments? So these are the things that you really need to do so that you don't stop halfway. You really, when you go in for a diploma, 2.5 years or 3 years, a degree about 4 years, you really need to give your fullest commitment so that you can complete those cycle for you to sustain and complete your degree or education. And the next thing is the cost in financial aid. So in public university, okay, the fees are being mostly subsidized and you don't have much to pay to fork out. But for private, the cost is on a high side. So if you really can go for it, then you need to enroll yourself to the private university. But if let's say if you have 50-50 doubt and you're uncertain, you don't get a financial assistance or what, then we will suggest you to go to public university instead of private universities. So next is campus life. You got to enjoying your campus life, and then safety and security. So this is mainly on, if you see some public universities, they offer you first year in hostel, which is within the campus. And second year, third year, you got to go and rent out, you got to travel, transport. So those kind of things, you got to look for it, and you got to be responsible or disciplined like at one point of time. So after the SPM, there's no more be like spoon feed by your family or what. So you got to be your own, and you got to decide your destiny that you're going to achieve. So this is the main critical thing lah. So I just want to give you an example. I have one of the students. We've been doing this program for what 10 years. So one of the students in University Medan or Gajah Mada, if I'm mistaken, Indonesia, they went for a medicine course, and the third year they couldn't afford to pay the cost. So then the studies of the student just went off like that, and they don't have any funding. No one want to come and help them, and they're financially down, and that goes 2 years of studying for medicine in Indonesia just went like that. They came back here and do some other courses. So that's why we're just giving some advice so that you really know where you are at, and when you go in, you got to give your fullest so that you can come out with your degree. All right. So I think for UPU application has been closed recently, a few weeks ago, and Rayuan is also closed last week. So upu.mih.gov, this is all-in-one, a platform that shows you and guides you on the application process. Let it be IPTA, your public universities, which consists of universities, consists of polytechnic, college community, ILP, ILKA. So all these Institute of Perguruan, Matriculation, all these public institutes are over there. So whenever you get your SPM results or STPM results, this is the only place that you got to go and enroll yourself. Before you're enrolling, I also will run through a very quick guide on how you can navigate into the UP website, so that it can give you a picture on how you can you go about. Okay. So if you have flying colors, let's say you have 8A+ and above, there are tons of scholarship over there. You can go to some Petronas scholarship, you have JPA, you have Bank Negara scholarship, Kazana, and there are many. You just got to go and Google once the SPM results out. I'm talking about for future, right? Since now the application is already over. So whenever you have flying results, it's where you go and try to explore all the opportunities that are available. In fact, you also have opportunities to go to overseas scholarship. Okay, and if you have flying results, you also can flying colors. You also can be doing your matriculation or asasi courses. So when I say asasi courses or matriculation, it is more like a faster ticket for you to go to your degree. STPM, you spend 2 years. Diploma, you spend 2.5 years. But matriculation and foundation, you're going to spend a little bit shorter, which is 1 year, so that you can go to your, it's like a foundation, but in public institutes. So that is for the 7As or 6As and above, those kind of opportunities that you can go. But when you go to category B or category C, then you can go and into polytechnics. So I'm from Polytechnic as well, Polymas in Kedah, Jitra. So I studied IT. So there are about 136 polytechnic across Malaysia, various by skill set, by technical, by non-technical, everything is there. You just got to go and look for each courses that you like, because certain, polytechnic have different courses. It's based on the area. So I also will guide through on how to apply polytechnic in the list of courses available in a while. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, this is the pathway. So you finish your STPM, you have college matriculation, you have A levels, you have foundation. I will explain in a while what is the difference of A level and foundation. And you have CGL or diploma, IPG, and IKBN. You have Institute Latihan Perindustrian, ILP. This is more for the technical skill set, is TVET skill sets. Polytechnic, college community, EdTech, CIDB, and college kejuruterawatan. So this is some of the branches that I have started out, that the pathway for the SPM and STPM leavers. This is the base that they could look upon. So I have some comparison on A levels and STPM. So those, okay. So as A levels is internationally recognized, STPM is also internationally recognized. The entry requirements is 5 credit in SPM for A levels. STPM is open to all SPM leavers. And duration for A levels is 12 to 18 months. STPM is 18 months consisting of 3 semesters. Previously, it was 2 years, lower 6 and upper 6. So now we have 3 semesters, which is more about similar to how matriculation or how university operates. That's how we have these 3 semesters. Okay. For A-levels, they have minimum 3 subjects, maximum 4 subjects in addition to Malaysian studies. And for STPM, you have minimum 4 and maximum of 5. A-levels is examination based, is fully 100% on your examination. But STPM, it's a modular format where it evaluates students after each semester. As I mentioned earlier, as how a university or matriculation operates, that's how the marking scheme will be operating for STPM as well. And at the last, it will be your final exam. Okay. So difference of foundation and matriculation. Foundation, most programs are only recognized by the respective universities. Matriculation is local recognition and very limited foreign recognition. So if I go through all this, right, foundation is basically you're doing in your private universities. When you do your private universities, one of the key thing that you need to know is you most probably got to do your degree at that particular university. Certain foundation you may not be recognized in other universities. That is the one that you need to check upfront before you're going to do your foundation, because it's in private universities. So for matriculation, is recognized in Malaysia. So the main thing people do in matriculation is to go into IPTA to do your degree in public universities. So that's why what I mentioned earlier, when you have good results, and you also can see on the guidelines on what are the guidelines that have been set by the MOE for matriculation intake. So you need to go and apply for it once you get your once you're comfortable for you to do your matriculation. Right. So there's a list of public universities. There are various of it. So I'll just stop here. So I will go into the UP website.
Mr. Loganesh, just one question.
Yeah.
Before we go further, we've been told always that to be eligible and be to join the public universities or the matriculation and all of that, you need to have a good balance between academic and co-curriculum. So like currently during COVID-19, students don't actually have many options for co-curriculum, and so will there be any changes in the requirement, or how are students expected to meet the requirement if the requirement still stands?
Okay, thank you for the question. So basically, for this COVID situation, right, the institute are trying their best, level best, to do conduct events and also co-curriculum via online, via participation by you record yourself and you submit articles, you submit some research thing. So there's no any physical activities. So knowing that, for the entry requirements, it will be obviously the results. The co-curriculum will be the second factor. Having said that, I believe I don't I can't answer behalf of UPU, but what I can say is there will be a flexibility of for them to evaluate, because knowing that everyone who couldn't really participate in co-curriculum, right? So that will be a leeway or flexibility that need to be looked into the UPU's team lah.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
So this is where I'm going to show you about UPU. So this website is one of the key websites for you to get into once you get your SPM and STPM results. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, right. So one of the key things that you can see is laluan kerjaya. So why this is important is you got to know what you got to do. And not only for your higher education institute, you got to know what you're going to do in future. You got to love the job. You got to be passionate about it. So before you enroll yourself to a higher education institute or a degree, you got to go and see, okay, for example, I'm going here, Sarjana Muda Teknologi Kreatif dengan Kepujian. initially, maybe for SPM students, I don't really know what is this creative technology. Okay, so then when I go to laluan kerjaya, right, I can see, okay, pengurus seni, penyelidik seni, pensyarah. So it gives me an idea. Okay, if I study this course, what I will be in future. So in current situation, what you can do as a student, you always got to go and Google this. Is this a niche or is it a demandable job in future? Is this passionate enough for you to do, to be in? So this is where you need to think of yourself and you need to really choose what course you're going to do. So before you come in here, right, you got to do some personality test or career test. There's free online tests. Because you just can Google career test or personality test. It will show you, or at least guide you a little bit on what are the career that really suits you with your behavior, with your character, with your passion, so that you roughly can know what really suits you well. So this is the platform, UPU. So you got to choose each IPTA. So you have various from the north, which is UUM, and till Sabah Sarawak, UMS, Unimas. You have UTM, so there are lots. So you just choose one. For example, I choose UMS, University of Malaysia Sabah, right? So when I scroll down, so you have TESOL, you have Sejarah, Kependidikan, Sastra. So this is how you gotta, as a student, you gotta go and explore on what are the courses that are available. Okay, and I'm also going to show a slide here. I will share this drive, Google Drive, in the chat in a while. So these are 20 universities, public universities, 36 polytechnic, 104 college community, and they are also ILKBS, Institute Latihan Kemahiran Belia, Institute Latihan Jabatan Tenaga Manusia, ILJTM, by the Human Resource Ministry, Bahagian Latihan Kemahiran Pertanian, and Majlis Amanah Rakyat. So this, whatever that I covered earlier, right? This is where you got to know what are the institutes that are available, so that you can go and enroll yourself into it. Because basically for public universities, the intake is will need to be notified under UPU, and the system is in a single platform, centralized. So you got to apply through that. So when you see my Google Drive, I have everything A to Z. Everything is here. You just got to know what you want. That's the main thing. After SPM, after STPM, what you want, no matter what the result is, even though, as I mentioned earlier, right, even though you're in category E, category lemah, you have opportunities to go into a CGL or diploma in college community or polytechnic. So in college community, there are 104 college community. You have various from CGL, penyelenggaraan, penunjuk beku, your aircon maintenance, until culinary, hospitality, accounts, customer service, operation management, business management, property management, everything is there. They also guide A to Z on mostly TVET skills, and also you can, every state, there are at least one or two college community available. So these are for the category, those category that is category lemah earlier that I mentioned.
Yeah. Mr. Loganesh, one question. When we put in the application, can we apply in that same application? Can we put in can we choose the university together and polytechnic together, college community together, or do we have to do it separately?
It's a single platform. So
Okay,
you have 12. You have 12 options.
Yes, yes.
So each options you got to choose each institute and each course. So
Okay.
it can be a mix, diploma, and polytechnic, and also IPTE.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Yes. So when you have more than 6 A's or 5 A's, you may want to consider more universities in your list, bucket list. So, but when you have 1 A or 2 A's, the rest, I mean, you have 1 A and the rest are B and C's, you might not want to consider IPTA, because frankly speaking, those students that have 4 or 5 A's and above, they'll be more aiming to public universities diploma for them to do after the SPM. So that's the another thing that I want to highlight. For SPM students, as I mentioned earlier, if you're in category A or category B, category A or A Cemerlang, you first got to aim for universities for you to do your diploma, 2.5 years. If you're interested to do diploma, you have few options, right? You can go STPM if you want to continue to your degree, 2 years course, or you want to go, if you already know, okay, I want to be in engineering. So rather than going to STPM, you might as well go to do your diploma in mechanical engineering and then straight away go to do your degree in mechanical engineering, for example. So that is why I mentioned earlier, but you have, when you have in category C, you might not want to go and waste your options, because your 12 options is the most precious option that you got to choose wisely. If you screw up your options there, you don't really choose what really you want, you could afford, then just be a waste. So that's why we really galakkan pelajar-pelajar before you apply, choose wisely and go to the guide. There are semakan kelayakan in this portal. Look at the required criteria, and then you can go and apply for it. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other questions?
None so far. I think you can continue sharing first.
Okay.
Definitely, I will ask you.
So as I mentioned earlier, these are the key dates. So we have completed the key dates over here. So you can always refer to this EPU. I will share this link in a while in this group. Okay. This is another one that I was referring about polytechnic and college community. So for college community, they also have intake for the next. They have every twice in a year. So you can go to this website. They will be link you to the college community application. For college community, they are also allow for a walk-in. They do practice walk-in for CGL courses, which is not under UPU as well. So wherever that you think that you can go for college community, you can just walk in to a nearby college community, and you can gather more information on how far you want to enroll into the college community. Okay, so they have also part-time, they have also full-time courses under the college community. So yeah, that is what I wanted to present today. Basically, I have covered all. The key thing is here is when we have a competency or a skill set that after SPM, after STPM, it'll be good for us, and also it'll be valuable so that we can use for our job later on. So yeah, that's all I wanted to cover for this. So yeah, I open the floor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Loganesh. I just wanted to ask, because there is, how do I say, I guess we see less people applying to public universities and even lesser to polytechnic and college communities. Do you think that, I mean, how can, I mean, like people, when students, especially those in Form 4 and Form 5, even more, this is even more important for those who are coming from lower income families, because they don't, they can't actually afford to go to the more expensive higher institutes. So what is your advice to these students, especially like they should take a chance at registering for these universities and polytechnics as soon as they get it, instead of like still searching opportunities elsewhere, because these seem more certain to them, and they probably have a chance of getting a place in this college community and polytechnics also. So what would you say, what's the advice to those students, especially in higher secondary school level? Like how would you encourage them to apply to public universities itself?
Okay, that's a good question. So there is also linked to what program that we do, the Uyir Kawilacha Painam, the UKL that we do every year, right? So how do we do is we go engage to grassroots, we go to the rural areas, we go to secondary schools, we do in each states, so that we want to ensure that students really aware what is available out there, because nowadays students some may be aware, fully aware, but some may be not aware of the available courses, available institute that are available. So they are just compound to the basic delta. Delta means doctor, engineer, lawyer, teacher, accountant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are actually various courses out there. There are psychology, there are renewable energy. So this kind of courses also need to be really looked into. So the first thing is, my advice to students is gear up, know yourself, know your passion, your passion and your career path by doing the test, and always Google, always go to UPU, and also find out whatever public university opportunities that are available there. If you you are acute with funds and you have enough support for education, then you always can go to private. But if you don't have those, then you gotta have, go to the public institute so that you can ease your family burden for you to sustain and also to achieve a degree in your hand.
Yeah, and I think one more concern that usually people have is like, once I graduate from a public uni or polytechnic, I might not, I mean, the employers out there, they might not want to take me in as much as they want someone from a private uni or someone who graduated from abroad. So do you know of, you know, any such issues that you might have seen in real life? And is there an impact of studying in public university education? Is there an impact on fresh graduate salary compared to someone who studied in a private university?
Okay, as what I know, from the working arena, when you graduate from private, from overseas or local, that doesn't matter. They always see your skill set, your communication skills, and how confident are you to do the task, and also how well you bring yourself, how well you sell yourself. So, but one of the advantage of overseas is more on communication, your confidence level, your interactivity, those kind of things that will drive you more towards selling yourself. So that doesn't mean that local people, local institute can't really sell. It's actually depend on yourself. If you really can sell yourself, no matter where you are, even in local institute or overseas, yeah, the job is there for you. So this is how it's up to the individuals I foresee that will drive to the career opportunities. Even myself, I'm from the local institutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think the unique selling point of yourself is most critical thing for the working level for you to get.
Where did you study?
I studied in University Technical Malaysia Melaka. I did
Okay.
in Poly first, in Polytechnic Jitra Kedah, and then I did University Technical Malaysia Melaka, public university in Melaka.
What was your experience like in the polytechnic? Because I still know people who have gone to public universities, but I don't think I know anyone who has gone to a polytechnic. So if you can share a little on your experience at the polytechnic itself.
Okay. At first, when I go to polytechnic, right, the one who enters polytechnic usually, as I mentioned earlier, like category C, category D, right? Remember, the A and B will go to the universities, or STPM, the category C, D. So this is kind of a place where mostly people who really have the technical skill set, the hands-on, and the communication is a bit there. But at my time, I think we were quite struggling at that point of time because mostly hands-on. So that is where I picked up, and I managed to strive through at the polytechnic. But the most wonderful experience was the polytechnic itself. I think it's been 10 years. So yeah, I think the place there where they really taught us on technicality, because we focus 70% or 60% on technical. So there's no any like read the book and then go answer final exam or what. We really go hands-on, do some bengkel, you do your operation, and you show your product, and that's how you do in working life, right? So it's not like some institute, they just focus on theory. 70% theory, only 30% are hands-on. But polytechnic, I think it's more on hands-on. So that is one of the key factor that is I was happy about during my polytechnic days. A decade ago.
I've seen the type of courses that are offered at college community and polytechnics. These are some of the courses you don't see it at all in the normal universities. So they're quite unique. And if you are very certain about getting being technically certified and all that, then that is something you should actually strongly consider. Another question that we have is there a chance to do a twinning program if you are from a public uni or a polytechnic and college community, a training program to go overseas during your course?
Okay, when you want to go to training program, right, that is already in private university, right, or also private institute. When in UPU, in public universities, the key thing is CJL or diploma or degree or masters. So when you accomplish one of these things, so no matter what the requirement at the another party, for example, the institute are asking degree 3+1 or 2+2, the minimum requirement would be diploma, for example. Then you need to use, you can use the diploma from public university, but there's no thing that you do 2 years in public university, another 2 years in institute. I have never heard of yet lah.
Okay. How about the master's programs in public universities? Could you share a little about the master's programs? Should students apply? Should people apply right after graduating? Would they have good chances of getting a place for postgraduate in a public uni, or would working experience be better for them? And does the university actually consider working experience in the application when they review the applications for masters?
Okay. So even myself, I finished my degree and I start my first day of job. Then I was doing my master's. That's my first day of my job and first day of my master's of MBA. I was doing my MBA in LINKTREE University. That's a private institute. I got a scholarship there. So I also got a master's was in UTEM back then in Malacca, but I decided to do it in LINKTREE. So back to your question. Experience is one thing that you need to equip with you. So okay, once you have your degree, right, you already have a ticket for you to go to the career arena. So once you're in a career arena, it's up to you. If you want to go to the corporate ladder, you got to have your master's anyhow, also your professional certificates. But the key thing that you need to have is experience. Your dedication, your discipline, your commitment on your knowledge, your networking, about roughly 1 or 2 years. This is based on my experience. So then you are capable enough for you to make the next leap, for you to go to continue to your master's. And having said if master's having a added value or not, I would say it depends. Some feel master doesn't really give you added value for you. Like my job, my MBA doesn't really give added value for my job, but it does give me a personal satisfaction. And another thing that is most key that need to be acknowledged by most working graduates is for you to equip yourself with professional certificate. When I say professional certificate, right? Professional certificate means whatever certificate is endorsed also by the committee that you are working on. For example, I'm in IT area field. So we have cloud computing, we have SAP, we have ERPs, we have Oracle. So this kind of platform, this kind of technology certificate are much more valuable in you rather than you having a master or PhD in yourself. So cloud computing, Scrum Masters, Agile. So this kind of professional certificate may be more added value for working at Rasla once you finish your degree. So there are fields that require like education sector or certain fields you really need a master or PhD for you to sustain in your career. But certain doesn't need a master, a degree is enough, but more professional certificate will drive you further on a corporate ladder.
Okay, I'm not sure if I might have missed this earlier, but would students who have completed, let's say, instead of doing a Form 6 or a diploma, they do A-levels. So that is from a private uni, private college. So can students who have completed A-levels join a public university?
They can apply for the public universities under UPU. But bear in mind, the UPU application, they go by priority, right? So priority would be will be given more to the STPM students, to the Matriculation students. There are more Asasi students out there. So they need to take care of all the connected, centralized public institute first, and then they got to focus to the next group. So the opportunity is there, but yeah.
So they will be considered as like private students? I'm not sure if there's something like that in public universities. Would students...
No, they will still consider your application, but whether you are in or not, it's up to the UP to make a call. What I'm trying to say is the more opportunities may be given to the person who did STPM or public university certificate of public university.
Okay, and would there be any fee difference in someone who, let's say, someone who has done A levels and then decide to do a degree in the public university? Would there be any difference in the fees for someone who is doing a degree coming from an A levels background and for someone who is from STPM? No?
Yeah, no such thing from whoever comes from which field or which institute.
Okay.
The main thing is when you go to your degree, your fees, if you are Malaysian, your fees will subsidized and you will get a certain amount to be paid, which is very, very minimal compared to the foreign international students.
Yeah.
So the fees will be standardized for all Malaysians. Yeah.
Okay. One more question. Earlier you shared on so many the scholarship providers that are available. So those are scholarship providers that you mentioned that you can apply after your SPM or after your STPM. How about when you have already joined a public university? Let's say you have completed one semester or your first year. Can you apply a scholarship after that to fund your remaining education period?
Yes. So there are also scholarships, for example, like certain institutes, certain bodies, right? They only do their scholarship application or processing during one time, which is the month of getting your results.
Okay.
And some yayasan, like Yayasan Kazana or some yayasan, some banking yayasan, I'm not so sure. You can always Google the scholarship Malaysia. They also open throughout the year. So whatever application is throughout the year, then you can go and apply using your, they usually ask for the previous CGPA so that they can give you for the next GPA. So that's the one of the scholarship opportunities still available. Even JPA also you can apply throughout the year.
Okay. One more question. Because you were sharing about university applications itself, I want to know, is there any cost that needs to be incurred by students during the application process itself? Like, for example, any application fees, or is it all?
No, it's just all online. You got to go to UPU. You got to go and just register yourself and just apply over there.
Okay, so there's no any fees to be borne, cost to be borne by students before joining itself. Okay, I just have someone asked that the slides that you presented just now, will that be shared with the registered participants for this talk, or you'll be sharing the Google Drive link, is it?
Yeah, I'll be sharing the Google Drive link.
Okay, great. There are no more questions in the chat or from the team right now. So those who have registered, Mr. Loganesh will be sharing his Google Drive link, so you'll have access to that. And I think that is all. I think we can end the session here. Thank you so much, Mr. Loganesh, for joining us for BIMBING's Virtual Career Day.